What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel or online at www.whatsupinthesky.com, and you are looking at another Apollo 17 mission photograph. This was from the same, if you didn't catch my last two videos on the moon, check them out. This is a continuation of the one, and I'm going ahead and flip it here because this is the orientation that it came right here. Here's where you can download it from. This link right up here will be down below in your browser. These were really neat. These were taken from the command module, the one that stayed in space as it went around. And the last one I had was at the very same area. And it shows these, basically they're really hastily taken. They ran, you could tell that they ran to get these shots at the window. They were taken with a Nikon real analog photograph, which, man, I miss that. A couple comments on the last ones talking about how crystal clear they were. It's so much better, the old, when they actually had film. It was just so much different back then. But anyway, let me go ahead and show you. Let's take a look at this real quick and get into it. There's a couple things in here that I thought right off the bat were pretty cool and like just very blatant, right out in your face, or anomalies that came with it. So let's take a look at this out here. This is basically the big building at the bottom of the crater, and there's also another thing down in here in this crater, along with some other buildings along the walls here. Look how shiny that is. It looks like a shiny metallic. It casts a very interesting shadow. See, when it comes to shadows, you gotta be careful because the way they cast on the floor, like if they can go in different ways and stuff like that, depending on the lay of the land below. But it definitely looks like a very big building here, just sitting in the middle of that crater, which is pretty neat. And up on top of it, you've got some interesting circle things over here. And notice how always it's almost like another commenter said this. It's almost like they built in these shadows. Whoever built these things up there either built them in the shadows for a reason, or they were just very good about where they laid their buildings out. Maybe they had night vision. The guy was saying, but you definitely can see that this definitely looks like something that's been made there. You can see it's got the rounded top. It almost looks like well, in the back here you can't really see. See how it's rounded here in the front where you actually can see that the sun's hitting, and then down in here where you've got the darkness of it, you can't see exactly how that was cut directly down. But this little piece here to me too is very interesting. I find that, let's see here if I can brighten that up a little bit. That's very big, and it's almost like almost looks like a pod or something. It looks like a perfectly circled dome type structure, and it comes out here and it's got it goes to another little piece here, and you can see now here's what's weird to me too, and check this out. This is what just shows me that they probably were messing with stuff. Look at how this shadow goes this way, and there's no shadow casting this thing that way. This is here and the shadow's coming that way. So how come there's no shadow on this side of it? Just another thing. I think a lot of these pictures were manipulated by, especially here, because they had to leave these in. They couldn't take them out because they would show missing films, because as like I've said in the past, during the Apollo missions and when they did these, the canisters were all marked. So they had to, they know that picture was going to be there no matter what. And once again, if you remember the last picture, you can still see this glowing light here. So I think that was most likely around this area is what they were going for. You can see just the structures here built out of this. Check this out here, that they got the shadowing and everything, and you can see how it comes out, and you've actually got the shadow under there and the shadow under there, and they seem to be very symmetrical as they go along the curves here. I don't think that this is a crater up here. I think you can see the actual buildings and how they move, and they've got angles and stuff like that. And then when you come to something like this comes up in the air, and you can see that comes up in the air, and it's got shapes and things like that. Look at this one right here. These are very big towers. They've got things connecting them here. Now this could be very mining operation-esque, it looks like to me. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that tower there. It's like a perfect water tower. It's connected to the side here. And when you flip it, you see it. But can you see how perfect that is? And it's got a little rim around it. It almost looks like an acorn. More of this down here. See, more of like this almost looks like an effigy of some sorts along with right there. Let me see if I can bump these up with the other contrast. This here, you can almost see the eyes in it. They look like they got red eyes, 1, 2, and then a mouth there. But that's like I said, I think our eyes matrix faces all the time anyway. Let me do that. I'm gonna bust this up a little bit, give it a little bit more brightness. Let's hang out around here. See what we've got. So there's that red piece over here, and this area, like I said, this whole area, they definitely went and hastily got this and took the pictures of it. There's also what looks like to be a couple pyramids, and over here at the top, check this out up here at the top where you've got these almost perfect symmetrical same type buildings. They seem like they're on the horizon there as they took it off, and you can see how the horizon dips around. And notice how they just put these pictures in there upside down as if it's I mean, it's the perfect thing, because if you put it upside down, it confuses you. You know, you don't really go looking at it, but you can see the curvature. You know, so when you come in here now with it actually flipped the right side up, and then you see the buildings over here, and um, over here, this is the same place that they hid the stuff in the last picture. If you go back to the last video, you're going to see this area right here. Once again, they've got the dark spot hiding it. This is either a mask over top of it, and it could be the whoever's on the moon did this. Once again, there's more circular structure buildings where they almost look like donuts, where you could put something down in it. Um, More of these aren't craters. Craters don't make shapes like that. Look at that. That looks like a shape that was made or cut out, something along those lines. So let's see how we get when we get down in here and looking at this stuff. Look at the structures of these right here. Check this out. Is this some actually drilling machine right here? You've got some perfect circles. These look like domes. Um, Oh wow, this one's a good one. Look at this. You can see the dome here, and it connects here, and over here it's like it comes out this way, and then there's a real long corridor or something coming from it and going right into this wall here, or right into the side of the crater, or whatever this is. Now here you've got another one that's circular, and it comes out this way, and it comes to a couple buildings right here. These buildings are no little chicken buildings here. They're pretty fairly sized buildings. Um, Interesting, interesting, interesting. And as you see along the crater, see, whenever you can see into these dark areas, which is very little you can, as you get around it, you start seeing like these, look at the shapes of this stuff here. Um, it just makes you, I'd love to know what's behind there. We've looked at this already here, and once again, you got more of that circular stuff, and you can see that this picture was taken, you know, from an actual window looking down onto it, and this stuff to me also looked like this could be part of something. Whether it, for me, I don't know why. I don't think the moon is like pyramid ridden, but then again, I don't know. So look at this thing right here. Check this out. This has got a perfect sphere on top of it. It almost looks like a sphinx. It's got a, you know, it almost looks exactly like one. See how it's just sitting there, kind of open up? Yeah, there it is. You know. What was I saying? Oh, that I think that the whatever's going on the moon was more mining, more. I don't know why that just pictures out of my head, but who knows? I don't see it being a big civilization. It's more like a stopping point for me. I don't know, or maybe somewhere where they'd watch over us, or whatever it is. I would see it being like a waypoint. Now let's check this stuff out here, because this to me is interesting as well. This just doesn't look like random craters. We've got all sorts of good stuff that looks like it's been maybe either strip mined. You see this? Um, Look at these perfect, once again, perfect circle domes that we see these down in Antarctica. We see these in places where it's cold, where we need that type of protection of that perfect sphere. Um, the spheres offer an awful lot of protection inside of them, you know, especially if they're built out of something really strong. And I'm sure these are, if this was built out of a race who had enough technology to bring everything they needed to the moon, unless they mined stuff they needed at the moon, I'd say they had the technology to make some pretty strong and interesting stuff up there. And I think we were basically, when we got up there, we were told exactly, we saw what was up there, we were told to skedaddle. Once again, I think these blue lights are more, they're all over the Apollo pictures, and I think they're coming from the windows. I don't think they're coming from anything else. Here you have that same type of patch. I think that they've got this. This looks like a patch they've got over and over again that they take and they just set it on a piece of, you know, they set it on the stuff to hide stuff. See, like here, they'd basically be hiding what's right here in this dark area. They've got this patch here, which is a totally different dark color than this down here. You can see they're two different colors, and this even runs across. And look at this, like the building here, the how it's built out. There's like circles here. It looks like there's a big statue on top of that. and this stuff gets so small, it's all speculation. What I do here is I see what I see, you see what you see, and then, comment. Maybe we can meet in the middle, or maybe we're seeing the same stuff. Like I said, here's the three looking pyramids that are out there. They also have this, what seem to be just cut sheer into this side of this building here, and this to me looks more like the most part, it looks like mining to me for some reason that, but then again, it might not be. So check this out. See how they're almost pyramid-like? These are also in the other picture. And like I said, they were hastily taken, and they took them as the thing went by. You could tell that they reached out the window and snapped those shots. And then the shots go back to just pictures of them. Look up here, you can see this big, look at this building here. It's got two huge arm-looking things coming out of it. And they look about the same and the same symmetrics. I've heard in the past that they're like R2-D2 bots up there mining the moon. I've heard that in a couple different things. Here we seem to have, here's that circle down there, that dome. We seem to have what look like bridges over top of stuff. More here that seem to bridge these gaps. Some more perfect sizing. So this here is just interesting. I don't even know what to say about this. It kind of looks like it's got arms or something for maybe mining or something like that. Whatever it's doing. Check here. See how this almost looks like this was built down and straight, it's dug out straight out and then pushed straight back, like you see the openings to a lot of our like dumps, those big underground facilities where basically you drive your truck into here, they shut the door behind you, and then you're safe in the blast doors. But let's see if there's anything more interesting that I want to take a look at up here. There's a whole other side over here I didn't really take a good look at with you guys, and I suggest that there's most likely, I presume, there's going to be more and more statues. Look, more and more statues. Look at the more and more, not only just towers. A lot of towers on the dark side of the moon over here. I tell you, that's one thing we have seen a lot of. More of that blue stuff. Like I said, I'm not sure if that's coming off the windows or how that's, where that's coming from. A lot of this stuff here. This actually looks like another up in the air thing. And see how it's got this interesting, really, really dark. Now, where you see, look how bright this is right here. Now, to me, this looks like it's either some really high-tech, shiny metal, or this has been hidden. We're hiding something here. It needed to be bright. They whited something out, and they used the rest as dark strips to hide stuff. Because a lot of these shadows, if you just sit here and look at these shadows, they don't make sense. And you've got these slivers that just look like they stick over top of stuff, and they're shadow craters or whatever they're expected to be. More of that really, really bright stuff here. I mean, what do we got going on? Fusion, who knows? So, once again, here's some more stuff down here. This is the, we've already looked at this, and we could, like these spheres here, you see them everywhere. Much love, guys. This is What's Up in the Sky 37, saying, look, the moon is filled with some interesting stuff, especially the backside. So much love, guys. What's Up in the Sky 37, www.whatsupinthesky.com. We kept it at 12 minutes. Hope you enjoy. Hope you hit subscribe, hit like. Let me know what you think down there. I do this for you guys. Peace.